everyone, and welcome back to Bravo Breakdown on the Just Sayin' podcast. We are recapping Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip, Season 5, Episode 2. This episode is titled Whether You Like It or Not. Season 5 of Ultimate Girls Trip honors 20 years of the Real Housewives by featuring appearances from over 80 former and current cast members. Let's get right into episode 2. The ladies are still in OC. Vicki walks over to Kyle, away from the ladies, and Kyle's kind of off to the side, and she's crying. And Vicki gives her a hug and says, "Hey, girl." Kyle says, "I just need a moment. Today is my 30-year anniversary with Mauricio." And he sent her a text message, and it just set her off. And she got really emotional about their separation. Kyle says, "I feel like not ashamed. That's not the word." And then Vicki interrupts and says, "You should be. You let your family and your kids down, showing them it's okay to bail when things get tough. You're supposed to grow old together." Ouch, Vicki. I don't know. Kyle kept it together. I don't know if I'd be able to if she said that to me, but says, "No, it's getting better." Vicki says, "No, it won't get better. That's what happened to Dawn and I. We grew apart. I was out and about. She definitely regrets divorcing him." Vicki says every time a birthday comes up, anniversary, she says, "What happened?" Luann then interrupts them and says, "The Sprinter van is here to take us to Beverly Hills." They all get on the Sprinter van, and, Kyle's still crying and worked up. The girls are consoling her. Gizelle says, "You're a bad bitch." And Vicki is working on her laptop. Word got back to Gizelle that Vicki is mad at her. Gizelle is trying to talk to Vicki, but she's on her laptop working. Vicki says, "You were trying to stir shit up that wasn't there. I'm going to put you over there for now because I don't understand why you did that. I'm in the middle of quoting a huge client, so no conflict." Gizelle says, "No conflict." Vicki says, "Conflict conversation, and it wasn't your spot. I don't even know you." She says, "I'm going to stay working. You work it out." Gizelle says, "You did talk bad about Tamara to Luann, too." Vicki says, "Not talking bad, it's who she is, because I'm an honest person. You're supposed to be my friend. My friend, my soulmate, my sister." Vicki says, "I didn't say anything to you that I wouldn't say to Tamara's face. She is mean sometimes." And then Teresa's like, "You were mean to me yesterday." And Vicki says, "What did I do?" Teresa says, "Oh, you says I changed the most." Vicki says, "You're beautiful." Teresa says, "One time you said pay your taxes." Vicki says, "Oh, that was someone on my cast." Who? Who was on Orange County that doesn't pay their taxes? Teresa's like, anyways, I don't want to talk about what happened 10 years ago. It gives me anxiety." They also brought up Vicki saying at BravoCon, Teresa was the most underrated housewife. Vicki says maybe it came from jealousy. Like Teresa was getting a lot of deals saying about like Dancing with the Stars and something else. Everyone says great clarity. Teresa is tickled pink at how Vicki handled this. So nice, Vicki. True OG status. Okay, so they arrive in Beverly Hills, Kyle's town. They're staying at the Beverly Hilton, of course, staying in the penthouse suites. All the ladies get rooms. Teresa says, "We got to make Kyle have fun tonight." They're getting their makeup done for a glamorous PJ party. We learn Luann has a boyfriend, Michael. He is on FaceTime with her. Says, "Let me see the magic." She reminds him there are cameras there. She does show off a beautiful ring, kind of alluding to maybe he bought her this ring. Did you guys think that when you saw the ring she was kind of flaunting? I don't know. So all of the ladies gather up in the suite. They have tons of food. Porsha, she says, "This is a hungry heifer trip. I have been eating nonstop." Then Vicki starts doing her gag reflex thing because she saw Luann shoot up piece of food on a plate, a kebab. I don't know. Vicki does that gag reflex, like throwing up thing all the time. And they did like a bunch of flashbacks to her doing it throughout the years. Vicki's getting a hard time from the ladies about working in the Sprinter van. Porsha says, I bet if we would have filled out that damn clipboard, she would have talked to us. And they all laugh. Vicki says, you're kind of cutting me down here. Luann says, I'm not. Don't be defensive. Vicki says, I am being defensive because you're telling me I'm controlling and I'm not controlling. Luann says, I know you're controlling, and I know you better than you know yourself. Vicki says, lay off me for a minute and just have fun. It's been 24 hours. Luann says, I'm like a scanner. Vicki says, you're putting yourself on a pedestal. Then Porsha just like cuts that and turns on some music and starts to get the ladies dancing. Kyle does her iconic splits. And then Kyle says, okay, Vicki, your turn. Let's talk dirty, and whispers, we want to buy a life insurance policy. Ready to die. Insure me. We're all going to fill out that form. We are all prepared. We were all pre-approved. Too funny. I was dying laughing at these. We then flash back to Porsha's prior marriage with Cordell and her admitting that she actually sold businesses before getting married to truly be a housewife to him, and how she's so grateful to be amongst the ladies tonight. So next up, we learn the housewives are going to Sutton's house for an ugly leather pants party. Iconic. Jealous of what? Your ugly leather pants? Sutton's line from Beverly Hills. And in true Sutton fashion, she has pulled out all the stops for her party. Crystal shows up and admits now she thinks her leather pants are ugly. They are. I don't like them at all. So the housewives show up and start to mingle, eventually making their way into the dining room. Luann breaks a rule and moves her place card away from Vicki because she wants to sit next to Sutton. They start telling Sutton about their time in OC, and Gizelle says, we had some Tamara and Shannon drama. Vicki says, Shannon stole your man. Gizelle says, she didn't steal my man. This is from Love Hotel, if you watch that. Kyle asked Gizelle if you felt she needed to call and tell you, hey, by the way. Gizelle says, yes. Kind of like when I saw Mauricio. I immediately text you, Kyle. And Kyle fires back right away and says, yeah, and you said you wanted to lay horizontal with him. The ladies are like, oh, and they roll the tape, and Gizelle did say it. Teresa in her interview, she's like, can you explain horizontal? Oh, is it like 69ing? This is why I love Teresa. She's just is who she is. She's just honest. Gizelle says, actually, I was rehashing a joke with you we have in the past. And Kyle's face alludes to a hell no. Gizelle says, well, I would never. I apologize for the joke. Good move, Gizelle. Kyle may seem sweet, but she's powerful. And for dessert, let the mouse go game. Sutton has set up a scavenger hunt in her house, and the ladies divide into teams to find the $25,000 sunglasses. Once you find that, there's a key to unlock and let the mouse go. All the clues are, of course, housewives related, including the I brought the bunny. So eventually they get through all that. Team Crystal won, which was Teresa, Porsha, and Gizelle. Yay! They win a ticket to Kyle's white party. Ooh, okay. Well, obviously, more than them are invited. But next episode, there is definitely going to be drama. A lot of other housewives join the mix, and confrontations seem to be the main theme of this party. I'm actually so excited Kyle is doing the white party on the girls' trip, because now we can mix and actually see all the different housewives that come and how they interact with each other. Saw in some clips that Luann and Erica Jane, they have some words. So I can't wait to see that. But that's it for this Bravo breakdown on Just Saying. Thank you for listening, and stay tuned as I continue recapping Season 5 of Ultimate Girls Trip. What are your guys' thoughts so far? Send me a message, leave a comment, and don't forget to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Bye.